Hey guys, welcome to another video of the Authority SEO course. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to get access to reporters and people looking for quotes very easily, and how to build a system to get your blog or your site featured in big publications. And I'm going to start with a result I got from one of these outreach I did. And I use mostly HARO Reporter and Twitter for that, but yeah, I think it's this one. So this blog, which is my corporation, which is helping entrepreneurs, was looking for quotes of entrepreneurs in their 20s, and and yeah, they just posted a request on HARO Reporter out, and I decided to just answer with a little quote and just mentioning all the things I'm working on, like copycog, authority hacker, health ambition, all these things. And from a single email, I got a DA66 link, and I got a bunch of traffic actually from that post. And you can see all my businesses actually got links from that. So it actually works. And I think I have the email here, so that's the email I sent to these guys. But we're going to go through the anatomy of the email later. First, I want to show you how all of this works and how you find these queries. Because if you're able to, scan a little bit every day, you'll be finding opportunities. I would say you won't have one every day, but I'd say like 2 or 3 a week is very possible. And getting picked up in 1 out of 3 is also very possible. So every week you could be getting press for free just for scanning these systems for 10 minutes. So the first one I'm going to talk about is HARO Reporter Route. HARO Reporter Route is probably the biggest service that does that out there, and it's free. So you can just go and sign up, give them a little bit of information like your annual revenue and so on. And after, in the second step, I'm not going to do now because I'm already signed up. But in the second step, they will ask you which niches you're interested in, and you will be able to pick the niches so that they will only send you the queries for these niches, which gives you a lot less to scan. Once you are registered, then every day they are going to email you all the media queries they have received so far, and you will be able to just answer to a specific email address for each query and get in touch with the journalist directly. It's really that simple. So here's an example of an email you receive every day, and that's my email. And so I took the business and finance to promote authority hacker mostly, and yeah, I just need to scan through the titles. You don't necessarily need to read all the queries. And scanning through all of these, there's two that seem pretty interesting. The first one is small businesses that have had success with Facebook. So for clients and for ourselves, we've actually been able to get pretty good success from Facebook. And if you're reading Authority Hacker, you probably see our ads following you a little bit and that kind of stuff. So we could probably talk about that. And how the Lean Startup influenced your business model. We use Lean Startup a lot for copycog right now. For example, we charged right away when we wanted to start, so that we wanted to see if people were really interested, not if they said, yeah, I like it, and take a free trial. So we've done all these little things, and we prioritize learning. We do a lot of analytics and so on, and segmentation. So yeah, we could totally talk about the Lean Startup. Now, what's good is, I'd say about half of the time, they actually tell you what the publication is. So you can see that they're like carloon.com, interest.com, big4.com, etc., Success Magazine. In that case, for the startup, for the Facebook thing, sorry, they don't necessarily tell you. But if I go down to the query, it seems pretty relevant in the description, but it says small business owner or marketers only, must be in USA or Canada. Too bad I'm in Europe, so I can't really, there's no point wasting my time replying to this guy. I'm not fitting his target market, so I'm going to focus on how the Lean Startup influence your business model. And the good thing is it tells you what that site is. So it's Tech Cocktail, which I don't necessarily know, but I'm going to Google it and we're going to check it out together. So Tech Cocktail, what is that? Tech.co. Alright, so it's for this site. That's a DA77. Pretty strong site, it seems. Doesn't seem to be that huge on social, but it seems to, it's probably something that's up and coming and will grow pretty fast. And they still have quite a bit of SEO juice if I wanted to push my website. And they have, quite a bit of content, it seems. And if we check the content, yeah, it actually looks like a site I would be happy to be featured on. It's definitely something I'd like to be featured on. So all I would need to do is reply to his email. And I'm not going to do it live now because seeing me writing emails is not necessarily the most interesting thing for you guys, but I'm going to take an email I already wrote as a reply to a HARO query, and I'm going to show you how I wrote it and how I structured it so that you can do the same. And I'm going to show you a few things as well. So this is the reply that got me onto this site. And that was a pretty simple one. So the first thing you need to know is that when you reply to HARO queries, you want to stay very, very succinct, because these emails are sent to a lot of people, and journalists don't have all the time in the world to just read your very long email and your whole story and everything. So keep it simple. I'd say like 2 paragraphs maximum is all you should have. And you can see this is probably like barely longer than a tweet. And that got me that DA60 something link. So the first thing is, hey, I'm coming from HARO. And actually, no, the first thing is the title. You need to qualify yourself in the title. So I replied, I'm an entrepreneur in my 20s. And so they know why they're going to open that. They just posted a query on HARO looking for entrepreneurs in their 20s. And I am replying saying, I am an entrepreneur in my 20s. Well, I'm qualified. So they're going to open that. And then I just say, hey there, saw your query on HARO, so they know where I come from still. I just confirm that. My name is Gael. I'm the co-founder of several startup companies, Copycock, Health Ambition, Authority Hacker. I've been living from my ventures for the past 4 years now. And like now you need to do a little bit of passive bragging. So don't brag too much, but you need to basically qualify yourself as someone that they would be very happy to quote. And if I say I've been living from my own ventures for the past 4 years, that means I'm not just like, you know, fly-by-night guy that started 2 weeks ago and just starts emailing everyone about it. I've been doing it for a while, and I have several established websites, and that's why I put my URLs here. And I put them here also to get links to them. And obviously it worked because I got a link to all 3 of them. And I say I grow one of them to up to 30 employees. That's also a little bit of bragging. You know, at some point the agency was around 30 people working for it. So I can actually, you know, talk about that and show that we were not just in our garage and everything, but it's become pretty big. And then I actually replied to what they want, and they wanted just quotes on why you like this lifestyle. And so then I'm like, I loved every moment of it. The thing I like the most is the complete freedom about the location and the schedule in your day. And that's, you know, you don't need to reply that, but what's important is that you explain, you give all the response to a query directly into your email. Why? Because I actually got no reply back from these guys. I didn't even know they would pick it up or not. I just found the link inside my Ahrefs when I was checking my backlinks. So you really want to give them all the information. You first want to qualify, you want to say why you would be a good fit for that quote. And then you want to actually give the quote so that they can just copy and paste it into the article. It's as easy as it can be, and they can just, they can just use that 3-line email, use it, give you a link. You get what you want, they get what they want, they get a quick article done with people that they can quote. It's perfect. Another thing is using the PS is also very powerful. So I took my most powerful argument and put it in my PS. And the reason why is because people love reading these PS. It's what people read the most. So I actually said, hey, I did all of that, but I'm also an Harvard MBA speaker about inbound marketing. Here's a video to that. So I can actually prove some of what I say. And so if I can prove one of these elements, then also, you know, by definition, if they trust me on one thing, they're going to start trusting me on all of the other stuff. And that builds that whole credibility. So that's basically how you structure an email to a HARO query. So if you think about it, doing that kind of stuff is actually pretty quick, because you go to that email and you just scan the headlines every day for 5 minutes. Then you find something that might be interesting, you just click on it, and you need to read the whole query, make sure you qualify, and then grab that email address. That's why you reply to the query. And then all you need to do is craft something like that, which is extremely short, gives the people what they want, and at the same time qualifies you for that. Another way to qualify yourself, which I use, I didn't use it in this example, but I use as well, is I like to make what I call bragging pages. And for me, it's built-in Authority Hacker. Like the whole story of Mark and I is built in Authority Hacker, explains exactly what we do for living and what we like doing, our whole history, and so on. So if people wanted to, do a little bit of a background check, then they could go here and they could just check that, hey, we're normal guys, but we're also, renting villas in Thailand and, walking from there and living the lifestyle. And that's, this is the same guy as here, as it is the same guy as here, and so on. So you can see that. They can also see my Harvard video, and they can just browse around and they can see that people are reading it and, commenting, and there's a bit of a community around that site. It's not dead. And so that kind of like backs up my claims. So I like using that too. I didn't use it in that example because I thought the video was enough, especially for just a quote. But if it's something more in depth, like really consider making a page on your website or even on your company's website just about yourself, to whoever you're promoting, if you're just in the internal marketing team, to sell it to the journalists. And that will probably like double your conversion rate in terms of getting picked up. Now, this is HARO, and this is that simple. But there's another thing that I'd like to talk about that I've been using quite a bit as well, and it's Twitter, and it's the journal request hashtag. So this is my Hootsuite, and you can see there's a bunch of searches that I've already prepared here, and I'm just checking them out every day. So I just use this hashtag called hashtag journal request, and I'm going to put a list of all these services, HARO, journal request, everything I'm talking about is going to be below that video, by the way. But I put that plus my keywords, and I put several keywords like interview. I like to be interviewed. That works pretty well for me. Social media. I put the whole hashtag as well because it just allows me to scan for stuff that the searches don't necessarily pick up. But if I just spend like a couple of minutes every day, then there will be probably opportunities. And for example, well, I'm not a woman in that case, and it seems to be a woman in bees. But do you have an inspirational story to share and want to be interviewed in our blog? And I can actually go and check who these guys are. But if I was a woman in business, that's probably something I would reply to. And yeah, there's this site. Well, it doesn't seem to be very big necessarily. So I would hesitate maybe a little bit, but there are a bunch of opportunities to use from these hashtags. And all you need to do is tweet back at people and follow them so they can direct message you, and you can start communicating from there. It's really that simple. So if you combine these two, spend 5 minutes a day just scanning everything, replying very shortly and very succinctly to all these requests, you'll be able to find a bunch of queries. And as you can see, I am actually getting a couple features here and there. I'm not saying it's like a huge PR avalanche that's falling on me, but I am getting a lot of free press just using these two services. That gets you the links you want. That gets you a lot of credibility as well if you get featured on a big publication, and it's extremely fast to do. So I hope you like this tutorial. I'll see you in the next video.